Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Erica, and if you're into true crime like me, then you're in the right place. Now today we're talking about the Rick Child versus South Carolina case. We already did day 1, we are on day 2, and of course, before we get started, I just want to say that I am not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, I'm not convicting anybody of committing any type of crimes. I'm just stating my opinion while learning about these cases. Now on day 1, we basically just did a little bit of research on who Rick Child was and what he was on trial for. So of course this case happened 3 years ago on May 28th of 2023. Rick Child is a 61-year-old man who owned a Shell gas station with his family. His son, Andy Chow, is not the same person as Rick Chow. I was getting those two mixed up. So if you're somebody like me that thought Andy Chow was Rick Chow, no. Andy Chow is the son, Rick Chow is the father. So on day 2, I feel like, for one, day 2 of trial was pretty lengthy. But I feel like the main two witnesses that we're going to talk about today, their testimonies were really important. Now, witness number 1 is who you see on the screen. They basically were just asking her where is she from, what does she do for work, and where was she at on May 28th of 2023. And she basically was just saying how she lived in the area. They showed it on the map. She lived really close to where the tragedy happened, and the Shell gas station, just in that area. She just lived really close. Now, she was saying how she was pulling out on the right. She was in the car with her aunt. She saw Cyrus, who was in a red hoodie, and she also stated how she saw Rick Chow and Andy Chow. They asked her how close in distance was Cyrus and Rick Chow and Andy Chow, and she said how they were really close in distance. So they weren't far apart from each other. They were really close. She also was saying how she saw Rick Chow throw something, and she also talked about how she heard a pop, and then how she also saw Cyrus hit the ground. I feel like her testimony was really important, and I did not realize how many witnesses were in that area for the day. But I feel like the main two witnesses that they brought up to the stand was really important. Hearing her say that really painted an image on what took place that we could not see on camera. So we know that, for one, Rick Chow and Andy Chow was close in distance to Cyrus. She also stated how I don't know if she was saying Andy Chow had his hand on his hip like he was trying to catch his breath, or Rick Chow. But if you don't remember, in day 1 when we were talking about for the opening statements, the defense said that Andy Chow was fearing for his life. He had his hands up. Cyrus had the firearm. Rick Chow shows up and he had to make a decision on what to do because his son basically was fearing for his life. But then hearing the witness on day 2 basically painted an image for us to see how, no, they were close in distance. Andy Chow clearly was behind his dad, and Cyrus was the one probably with his hands up pleading for his life. And then boom, it happened so fast. Like how she said they heard the pop, they didn't know what was going on until she turned her head, and so Cyrus hit the ground. That right there was truly heartbreaking to hear, because again, this is something that we weren't able to see on camera. So hearing the witness, that's why I feel like witnesses are so important for any type of case, and I'd be so glad when they have them, because some cases don't have witnesses. So for the fact that we are able to have 2 witnesses, and just hearing her say that, it really helped paint an image, paint a picture of what happened that we weren't able to see on camera. So now we're going to get into witness number 2. AC witness number 2 on the screen. I feel like his testimony was really important as well. They asked him where he was from, the basic questions: where he was from, where was he at on May 28th of 2023. They asked him a little bit about his history, if he ever owned a firearm, the environment he grew up in. He basically, I kind of can see where the prosecutors were trying to go with it, but I don't know if the jury would have understood it. They basically were just trying to, I guess, help them understand how it can be growing up in a neighborhood like that, an environment like that. Sometimes you get into trouble, you have things like a firearm, and he was, they went back on what he was locked up for. So I kind of can see what they were trying to do. Excuse me. What they were trying to do, but I don't know if the jury would have understood. But I kind of can see where they were trying to go with it when they was asking him those questions. When they basically, again, he was saying how on May 28th of 2023, he was on his way to his girlfriend's brother's house. They asked him, was he familiar with the area? He was saying, yeah, how he was familiar with the area. They also asked him, what did he see? He was saying how he saw Cyrus running across the street, how he came out of his shoe. He tripped on something. He don't know what Cyrus tripped on, but he saw that he tripped on something. He also stated how he thought that Andy Chow and Rick Chow was the police because he could see Rick Chow's holster. They stopped him, had a little meeting up there with the judge, came back, and he repeated again how he thought that Andy Chow and Rick Chow was the police because he could see Rick Child's holster. And again, just seeing an image of somebody coming out of a child coming out of their shoes running. They asked could they see Cyrus' facial expressions. He said no. I was kind of like, I don't think he would have been able to because I feel like it just happened so fast. But seeing him say he also got up to demonstrate how he saw Cyrus fall and how he got back up to show his hands, and then the later moments of the tragedy of Cyrus being unalived by Rick Child. I feel like witness number one and witness number two was really, really important for this case and their details and everything. They were able to paint an image for not only just the listeners but also for the jury as well. To me, I feel like they did an amazing job with that because, again, these were things that we weren't able to see on camera. We were only able to see Cyrus entering the gas station and exiting the gas station. You could also see a little bit on the clip that they showed in the courtroom of Cyrus' shoe like flipping off, coming off, and then that's it, what you can see. I feel like witness number one and witness number two was really, really important. Again, day two was pretty lengthy. I just wanted to go over the witnesses for today. Now, again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me, you guys let me know. I don't know why I can't talk today. Let me know what are some details that you learned about this case that you didn't, that I feel like weren't on YouTube, or you had learned about it on Facebook or TikTok. Just let me know everything in the comment section. What do you think about this case? For me, I am full of emotions of anger. I'm just sad and angry because it's another baby whose life was taken. And the fact that it's being falsely accused of water. I keep saying it and saying it. I just don't think that it was way deeper than it wasn't about the water. But y'all, that is the end of this video, and I'll see you guys